So you've taken the perfect photo. The lighting's just right, the pose is just incredible, and you are looking amazing. Then someone walked behind you and photobombed your photo. Or you've taken a picture of something magnificent, a beautiful building, a once in a lifetime shot, and there's a pole in the way, or a fence, or a garbage bag. I know your pain. You won't have to worry about anything photobombing your photo anymore. Alright, what's going on everyone? This is Daniel with DB Studios, and today I have this very special tutorial for you working with a tool in Photoshop called Content Aware. So most of the time when you have something in your photos that you want to get rid of, we're attuned to use the clone stamp tool. And if for some of you who don't know what the clone stamp tool is, I'll demonstrate right now what it can do. So if we click here, first open your image, click here, we'll activate the clone stamp tool. So what the clone stamp tool, how it works is that first you sample an area in your image. So by holding Alt on your keyboard or Option on the Mac, you can click anywhere to sample, but you have to hold and click. And let's zoom in over here. And the sample area that we selected, we just have to paint away, paint away, paint away to get rid of it. Seems simple enough, right? But when we start to zoom out, it starts to look a little bit messy. And of course, you can spend time to correct it, make sure you do it evenly, distribute it evenly, but then not in all cases is this the most efficient way to do it. And it gets really, really difficult, especially when you're working in areas like this where you have missing detail from the subject. So what do? There's a tool called Content Aware. You basically select the area in the image where you want to change, and Photoshop uses information throughout the image to make inferences and create a patch layer on that area that's missing. So how do we use Content Aware? First things first, we have to select the object. So I included the photo in the description so you can all follow along with this tutorial. So make sure you download it, open Photoshop, and let's give it a shot. So this pole is so bad, right? Can we agree? It's, I mean, to some, maybe you might just be fine, you may overlook it, but how much nicer would it be to just see this entire image without the pole in the way, right? So first things first, we have to select the pole, make a selection, and get rid of it. You can use the pen tool by hitting P on your keyboard, and we can just outline it, right? Take our time outlining it. But that takes time on its own, But what if you're working with something that's like a fence, something that's thin like a power line? Outlining it will not give you a pinpoint selection of the object, unfortunately. And same applies for using the lasso tool. So the first step is to click the background layer and click New Layer. And once we have the new layer activated, we're going to click the brush tool. And now we want to go to where we want to paint over the pole, and we want our selection to our brush to be slightly bigger than the pole. So make sure you have your brush set to a hard round brush, and hit Alt on your keyboard, Option on the Mac, make it slightly wider, and you're going to hold Shift on your keyboard while you're doing this, click, while still holding Shift, click. And when you get to an area where it's a little bigger, just slightly enlarge the brush. Click. And we're going to keep going like this. I'm going to speed up this part of the video just so you can see the end result a lot quicker. And here we go. So now the next thing we're going to do is actually turn off the layer where we painted. We can actually name this brush. Turn off this layer, select the background layer, and while holding Control or Command on your keyboard, click this area, and now we have a mask selection. So if you have Photoshop 2018, you'll click Edit, Fill, Content Aware. You can just change it by clicking this drop down. Make sure this is checked. Click OK. And voila. We just have a few areas where we need to begin to clean it up just a bit. But if you have Photoshop 2019 or Photoshop 2020, it's much more powerful and much more precise, because what you would see is everything outside your selection is going to be highlighted green. And what you can do is select or deselect areas that are green that you don't want to be part of your sampling, so that when Photoshop is making an inference on how to fill in the missing detail, it won't include those unshaded area as part of that inference tool. So all that's really left to do now is to go in and begin to clean it up, and it's going to be a combination of both the clone stamp and also the patch tool. So let's go in quickly, begin to kind of run through this. Let's kind of get some of the basics, get this down to the best of our abilities. Yeah, we want to actually also bring this down as well, this detail. Let's bring that down all the way there. So now what we're going to do is click here, or you can hold click if you don't have it already selected, patch tool. And we're going to just select this area. Let's see, we're going to select it. Let's start with the bottom portion. Start to clean it up just like, a little bit more. Perfect. Okay, that's fixed. Now let's move on to some of the other areas. We're going to still speed through this. Okay, we're done. We can even begin to do the same for the power lines. So we go back to the brush tool, select, hold shift, click. Let's zoom through this. Alright, same thing, edit, fill, content aware. Oops, so same thing, turn off, right? Background layer, hold control, click, command on the Mac, and we go on edit, fill, content aware. One mistake here. This could be fixed with the clone stamp tool, sample. Or actually, best way to sample with the clone stamp tool, just make sure you do it side by side. Do it side by side, it helps. And then let's do one more pass. Actually, I would even say one more. Let's do kind of like a bigger one. More so going in this direction. Look here. Boom. There. Boom. And here we go. There could actually be some mistakes. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Clone stamp tool. Make it large. Select. Sample that area. Boom. Paint down. Same thing here. Select. And here we go. Well, so that's it for this tutorial. So just to recap, what we did was that we used a brush tool in order to create a pinpoint accuracy selection of what we wanted to get rid of. And then from there we used content aware, which uses information in the image to make inference and fill out the image. And then from there was just little areas that we had to clean up. If we did this process with the clone stamp tool alone, it would have taken much longer to get it right and accurate. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Feel free to like and subscribe and stay tuned for future content in this channel.